my name is Ariel and welcome to Mermaid Astrology. So this video is all about your Scorpio rising or ascendant sign. Scorpio ascendants, you have the most magnetism of all the ascendant signs. It is impossible to not notice you. Whether people love you or hate you, they are still obsessed with you. Being a Scorpio rising, you carry a lot of power with you wherever you go. Scorpio is an incredibly powerful sign. So when you take Scorpio and you put it on the ascendant, you're pushing that power outward. Something that I don't think gets mentioned enough when it comes to Scorpio ascendants is that you're actually pretty smart. This is because your outlook on life, the lens through which you see the world, is not simple. You're always looking to see what's underneath what's being shown. You don't trust surface level explanations for anything. You always know that there is more that is being hidden. You are the most intense ascendant sign of the whole zodiac. When people first meet you, they are like, oh, this is an intense person. When in reality, depending on the rest of your natal chart, you might not be. But that's how you at least appear to other people. If you're someone who has more of a lighthearted personality, a Scorpio ascendant, it might be really hard for you because people are always putting their own intensity and obsessions and darkness onto you that you don't 100% relate to. And you don't feel that that's your responsibility to take on. And you're right, it 100% is not. This is the ascendant sign people have the most extreme reactions to. People either love you or they hate you. No one ever looks at you and is like, meh, they're all right. You're a polarizing person. You're probably not even trying to be that polarizing. It just sort of happens to you. People will hate you for no reason. Like you literally haven't ever done anything to them. But yet they will hate you as if you've been mortal enemies for 10,000 years or something else dramatic. Which that person doesn't even matter to you at all. So you're confused as to why. On a more extreme note, some people might see you as scary. This can be tough for you because you don't see yourself as scary, so you don't understand why they think that about you. So I'm going to explain why, because I think you deserve to know. And the most important thing I want you to take away from this reading is it actually has nothing to do with you. Most people don't embrace the darkest parts of themselves and the deepest parts of their personality. You are taking that darkness and that depth and you're pushing it towards the outside. The part of people that is normally kept hidden is on the most outside placement of your natal chart. Everyone can see that deepness and that darkness, and that's why you scare a lot of people. Now, I think that's BS, and it says more about other people than it does about you. Most people are unable to process or are unwilling to embrace their own darkness and depth because it scares them. To their own detriment, I might add, because they're not fully embracing themselves and living their emotional lives to their fullest potential. So then when they see you, they freak out because you hit a nerve in them. People not liking you all has to do with they're scared of embracing their full emotional potential and depth. So when they see you embracing those qualities so openly, they don't like it for their own personal reasons. It makes them uncomfortable. So they put that hatred onto you, which is really just them not accepting themselves. Which this can really hurt you because you aren't doing anything that warrants such a strong emotional response or hatred from other people. You aren't doing anything that is actually scary. That depth and that darkness comes naturally to you, and that is such a beautiful thing. You are naturally gifted in the part of yourself that most people run away from. If you know anything about draconic astrology, Scorpio ascendant is my ascendant in that chart. And let me tell you, as a kid, that was not easy to deal with. I have no idea how you deal with having a Scorpio ascendant all the time. Something that's not talked about when I see astrologers talking about Scorpio ascendants is it's hard. It's a hard rising sign to have. As a Scorpio rising, what you would prefer to keep hidden is a lot of the time exposed to the world without your consent. Scorpio is the deepest sign of the zodiac, right? So with Scorpio on your rising sign, that's the most outer part of your personality. So you're taking all that depth and it's exposed for everyone to see which at times can be extremely uncomfortable. It doesn't always feel good to have your depth exposed like that. Sometimes you want to keep that hidden, but you don't know how to because your natural reaction is to react with extreme emotional depth. You don't even have to say anything or do anything because you can feel that part of you on the surface exposed. Even if other people can't read correctly what emotion is there, it's there, out in plain sight. Even when you do nothing, it's still there on the surface. I think a lot of the time that's why Scorpio ascendants, you don't immediately react because you can feel that depth and that darkness already out on the surface and you don't want to expose it any more than it already is. So you remain calm and still and don't say anything because you're trying to keep people from reading you, which a lot of the time works because most people suck at reading emotions. They can tell something's going on, but they're not sure what it is and they're too scared to ask. I think this is part of why a lot of you don't talk that much in new social situations because you're trying to keep that depth and that darkness hidden. So you're like, I'll just stand here and be quiet, but everyone can see it. You could not speak to anyone all night and just stand, quietly in the corner, and people are still going to notice you and try to peer deeply into your soul. People are naturally really curious about you. They want to figure you out. Like I said before, they can tell there's a lot going on, but they're unsure how to read it. So what they do is they analyze you intently, looking for these subtle clues that are going to be like the key to understanding you. People can sometimes treat you as if you're the mysterious character on the TV show that they're trying to figure out your backstory. Another reason why you don't talk a lot in new social situations is because you were also trying to analyze everyone around you. Which, when everyone is trying to figure you out, you're also trying to figure them out, except you're probably doing a much better job at it. Scorpio Risings, you're famous for being excellent judges of character. You notice so many subtle details about people that often get overlooked. The reason for this is you notice less what people are saying and more how people are behaving. Words can be deceptive. Words can be blatant lies. How people behave in body language is not. That's what you analyze, and because of that, you see more of who people really are than the average person. You also probably get strong gut instincts about other people that are usually right. Even when you can't exactly put your finger on what's off about someone, you feel it, which is why it's extremely important for you to trust your gut. Because of this, as a Scorpio rising, it takes you a long time to get to know people. You have to feel like you know other people pretty well to feel safe enough to start letting your Scorpio ascendant down. When you're first getting to know people, what makes you feel comfortable is knowing more about them than they know about you. It takes you a while to trust people enough to actually let them into your world. Scorpio is the most secretive sign, so when that is on your rising sign, which is how you get to know people, it makes you an extremely secretive person to get to know. You have more walls built around you than the average rising sign. Because of this, most Scorpio risings I know don't have a lot of friends because you're so discerning about who you let into your life. Also, most people aren't going to be okay letting you get to know the deeper parts of them while you remain emotionally closed off. People aren't going to trust you and open up to you when you don't trust and open up to them. I think it's an important lesson for you to learn that it's okay to trust people and to open up to people because the only way to find out if someone is trustworthy is to trust them. You can spend years analyzing someone and then when you finally open up to them, they betray you. Or you could also open up to someone after only a couple months of knowing them and then that person winds up staying in your life forever. You can't always predict what people are going to do. The only way to build these strong, stable relationships I know you want because you have Taurus on your descendant is to let down some of your walls and just try. If you were wrong about someone, it's not going to break you like you think it will. But when you are right about someone, you will only know that when you choose to be open and vulnerable with them. So when you are constantly emotionally closed off, you're never giving yourself that chance to make that connection. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please like and subscribe below so you can see when more cool astrology content pops up. Thank you so much and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.